What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and welcome to the DeAndre Hopkins slant breakdown. Guys, he has one of the best slant routes in the NFL, and today we're going to break down how you can get separation on a slant versus press and what he uses, some of the releases he uses to get some separation. Let's get started. So, first and foremost, guys, if you're a receiver and you want to improve your football IQ, if you want to understand defenses, if you want to be on the same page as your quarterback, please check out that link in the description and get you signed up on my website. Let's get started. So this first release here, this DB is about 1 to 2 yards off, right? So what we have to do is we have to attack this DB and we have to hesitate. We have to take this hesitation step to be able to get a read on him, okay? Now, there are multiple ways to skin a cat, right? There are multiple ways to run a slant versus press. Now, this is just one of them, right? He's about inside leverage, right? Kind of inside leverage, but we want to attack him, but also at the same time hesitate to get a read on him, okay? Because there's a couple ways he could play it. He could either backpedal out of there, be on his heels, and backpedal off, or he could stand with a strong base and try to jam us and get two hands off the line. Now, releases, guys, it's all about reacting. So, Hopkins takes this hesitation hop, right? Let's watch it full speed, then we'll break it down. Hesitation hop, then he gives him this slide release, gets his hands off of him, then he catches this slant. So, when he takes this hesitation hop right here, where his eyes go. His eyes are on this DB. A lot of guys, sometimes they don't get a read on this DB because they don't see it. It's like boxing. The shots that knock you out is the shots you don't see, right? So if we see the threat with his hands, we can react to that threat with his hands. So as you can see, he takes this read step, he's on his heels. Okay, he's on his heels, he's backpedaling out of there. So he already knew coming off the line, I probably want to give him this slide release, okay? He's watched on film. He's a practitioner. He watches on film. He understands what's going to beat this DB. How are we going to get him to slide off of this platform? So when you take this slide release, the main reason that you want to take this slide release because this DB isn't just going to let you slide outside and stay home to the inside if he hasn't been seeing this all game, right? He's going to slide with you. He's going to shuffle with you because it's man coverage, right? He's trying to play man, trying to get hands on you, trying to avoid you from taking this inside or getting beat over the top, right? His worst nightmare is you running over the middle free with no hands on him or beating him over the top, okay? So he's going to slide with you and he's going to try to get hands on him. So he slides, puts his foot in the ground. Now, you see, this receiver tries to jam now. Releases is all about reacting, right? Especially when it comes to our hand technique. He's got a plan for his hands. You can see his hands are ready to go. His hands are up by his sides. His hands aren't down here and his hands aren't out by his side. That's what a lot of people, that's the mistake they make. So what does he do? He's able to react, and he gives a violent swat with his hands, and he attacks the wrist of this DB. That's a point of control. Wrist, elbow, back of the shoulder, back of the arm. That's the point of control, right? So that's exactly what he does. He slides him to get him sliding with him. You see his feet. He's shuffling to the outside. Now we got violent hand technique. Now in this position, guys, with the slant, what a lot of guys do, when we get here, DB has no hands on us, we ease up. We pick our pad level up. We start cruising because we expect the ball to be there. Hopkins understands that he's got to accelerate out. There's a linebacker right here. So let's get to that second window so Watson can hit us in that second window. And that's exactly what he does. That's a great job. It's a very intelligent route by DeAndre Hopkins, okay? So addressing this DB, which is what gets him on his heels, okay? He could play it one of two ways. He could either stay right here and try to jam us, try to get hands, try to get physical, or backpedal off. We got to have a reaction. If we take this hesitation right here and let's say he stays strong and tries to jam us, let's give a jab to the outside, let's swat his hands, and let's come out. We got to be able to react off the line of scrimmage, guys. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. Hesitation, slide him outside, swat his hands off, accelerate out of the break. That's a great job by DeAndre Hopkins. Okay, so now this is going to be kind of the same scenario, but we don't address this DB, right? So this is where we just take him and slide him outside right now. Let's watch this thing full speed, then we'll break him down. So a slide, gets him to open up that gate, and again, swat him by. We got to have a plan for our hands. We got to have a plan for our feet. So this is a great example of using this range. This slide release, guys, I only like this release when you're running a slant or you want to slide him outside, and maybe after you've ran the slant a couple times, he starts cheating inside, then take it up vertical, okay? That's the situation where I like this. I don't like this slide release when you got to maybe run a dig or a post or even dig, post, maybe even a curl, just because the timing takes too long. But you see, Hopkins doesn't spend forever on this release. He's very quick, he's very sudden with his feet, and he utilizes range. So you can see, when he slides, he's staying in that range to where if this DB wants to get hands on him, he's got to address him, okay? We want to stay in that range. We want to stay out of his range, because when we do this slide release here, we don't want to go directly at him, because all he has to do is get hands on us, be real physical, and can screw up this route, screw up the timing with our quarterback. So we want to stay out of this range. Right? Then he makes this jab, and you can see he gets him to open up this gate because he's not just going to let us slide outside, right? And you could rewire it. You could slide him outside a couple times, then take off on a vertical. And then he's going to start to overcommit. Then you slide him outside, then you burst back up underneath on this slant. It's just all a mind game, especially with this slide release. That's why it's so dangerous if you understand how to use range and know the situation when to use it. Let's say this DB is right up on the line of scrimmage right here. Like you see in high school very commonly, you see DBs who want to try to bully receivers. I probably wouldn't use this release because I'm not going to get much range. I'd probably give him something a little bit quicker, have a plan for my hands, violent with my hands, get up into this route, right? But to stay with the timing of the play, gives him a slide, stick to the outside, and again, gets him to open up that gate. What does he do? He has a plan with his shoulders. He attacks the back of his arm. That's a point of control. And again, now he's in a bad position. This DB cannot cover him when he doesn't have hands on him off of a slant route, right? And I want you to see this opposite hand. I want you to watch this right hand of Hopkins. He keeps it very tight to his body. He doesn't swing it over his shoulder and expose his rib cage because this DB would have been able to recover and pop him right in his rib cage. He keeps it very tight to his rib cage, and now this is a bad position for that DB to be in. Accelerate out of the break. Ball's coming. That's a great job by DeAndre Hopkins. Again, working this slide release. Not so much, a little bit of a hesitation move right here, but not so much. And you can see this is the situation where the DB stays with the strong base, right? Just like the clip we were watching before. He doesn't backpedal out of there. He's not on his heels. He keeps a strong base, and he wants to be physical on the line of scrimmage. So let's utilize this range. Let's slide him. Let's stay in that range. Get him to open up that gate, then swat him by. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So he's going to be here, slide, swat him by, keep that right arm nice and tight, catch this ball, get upfield. Great job by DeAndre Hopkins. Okay, so now this is another scenario where he's going to be working this release. He's going to be taking 3 steps to the outside. So this is like a form of a diamond release, I would say. So let's watch this thing full speed, and then we'll break it down. So 1, 2, 3, swat him by. Let's get vertical, okay? So now, the situation we would use this. Again, DB's here. He's got about a yard on us. This is very good press technique, right? Well, at least off the line of scrimmage, right? This is how he's going to line up. This is how a disciplined DB would line up when he's playing man like he's doing right now, okay? So, main idea is we want to attack his outside, right? We want to attack his outside to get him to either turn this gate or slide with us, okay? Now, that's the whole goal of this. So, he comes off. He takes this first step. So, with his right leg, 1, 2. Okay, now what does this DB do? Because we committed our shoulders to the outside and we gave head and shoulder movement on this stick off of this 2-step break, 3-step break, kind of a little bit of a hesitation, so I'd call it a 2-step break, gets him to shuffle outside, which gives us this inside. All we got to be able to do is take this inside release. Right now, he's got help over the inside, right? He's got this linebacker here. He's got a safety over the top. We got help over the inside, right? But he still wants to get hands on us. And again, what do? We got to plan with our hands, and we're violent with his hands, and we swap back underneath. Now, this linebacker's in man coverage right here as well. So he doesn't have help over the middle, okay? So he can't give up this inside. So how we get to this inside is by attacking his leverage. He's outside leverage a little bit, or he's head up on us, so we want to attack him. We want to get him on his heels. 1, 2 to the outside. Head and shoulder movement gets him to open up right here, gets him to open up this gate, trying to get hands on us. We're violent with our hands. We swat him by. This is a very bad position for this DB to be in because he's accelerating out of this break. Again, that's what we have to do. We got to accelerate out of this break. Now he's working to get upfield. That's a great job by DeAndre Hopkins. Let's watch that thing full speed one more time. So hard, 2 steps to his outside shoulder, commit your shoulders, violent stick, head and shoulder movement on this stick to get some separation, to get this DB to shuffle outside, or even just to get him leaning on that outside leg. So then we have a plan for our hands, and then we attack the inside. It's not rocket science, guys. This is what we got to do. We got to be able to put all those things together. So 1, 2. Violent head and shoulders to the outside. Commit with your head and shoulders. Be explosive off the line of scrimmage. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. Please check out that link in the description, guys, if you want to get signed up on my membership site. I would really appreciate that a lot. And please leave in the comments any questions you guys have. I will make sure to get back to you. I'll see you guys next time.